This is actually perfect. I just got out of the shower and I was like, how am I gonna set up my microphone while I'm putting on my lotion and at the same time that I wanna talk to you guys? And then I just kind of put it on my chain. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. How are you? I hope that your spirit is staying light. I hope that your heart feels light and full of love and open for a lot of beautiful things that are coming, even when you cannot see them. Today is Saturday when I'm starting this vlog, and this week was a really nice week because on Wednesday we actually had a Zoom meeting, and by we I mean all of the girls that are gonna be going on the retreat to Williams, Arizona, and I am just so excited, y'all. I obviously got to meet everybody and we got to see faces with each other, and I'm just so excited for that time because if you've ever been to a retreat, then you just know how much you get out of it. But also, for me personally, retreats are not just a place to go within, but also to connect with like-minded people. And I'm very excited because this retreat is women's only. And I'm gonna get to connect with like-minded individuals, people who are seeking to become the best version of themselves. And the one thing that I'm most excited about is the fact that it's being led by an actual therapist. Like, that really truly excites me because you guys know that I am pro therapy 100%. And I do know that therapy works only if you work it. If you go to therapy and you're lying to your therapist, or you're only saying obviously only your side of the story, right? But you're not willing to take any accountability in anything that has happened in your life or in anything that you're talking about, then your therapist may not be able to give you good feedback for you to look within, I guess is my point. The 3 years of therapy that I did were life-changing for me. I have healed tremendous trauma that came from within, trauma that came since I was a little girl. And that has allowed me to flourish, and that has allowed me to really come out of my shell in so many ways. I consider myself an ambivert. If you don't know what that means, that is when you are both an introvert and an extrovert. However, growing up, I remember being so afraid of doing things alone. I was so afraid of being by myself because of things that happened to me when I was a kid. And you know what's funny? Just on this trip to LA, I was reminded, or my mom and I were kind of talking about the fact that when I was little, I would always hold on to her so tightly because I did not want anything to happen to me. And I remember telling her, I used to be really afraid of getting kidnapped and of getting taken. And she's like, Amy, where did that come from? And I told her, I was like, one time, because I was an outside kid, and by outside, I mean like I love to play outside. So I told her one of the times that we were outside, I borrowed my neighbor's bike. And this was like a really cool like mountain bike that she had just gotten. And these were like older friends, if you will. And by older, I mean like I was, 9 years old probably. And they were like 14 years old, right? And so I asked her, porque siempre he sido bien aventada, like I have always had it in me to just kind of go for it and not let fear stop me, at least before this event happened. And I remember asking her for her bike, and I was like, I'm just gonna take it like around. Well, I took it around, and it had just rained the day before. And where I'm from in Sinaloa, when it rains, there's floods because there's like nowhere for the water to go. So it had just rained the day before or 2 days prior. And I ended up going to a place where there was a ton of mud. Now I went by myself and it wasn't too far from the house, but being so little and maybe not having survival skills, if you will, at that age, I remember getting stuck on the mud. Right when I got stuck, I'm like still on the bike. I look around and here comes two boys, right? And I guess, or two guys. They were probably, now that I like look back at it, they were probably like 16, 17 years old, maybe even 18, right? So they're obviously older than I am. And something within my spirit told me like something's gonna happen, right? And I kind of froze, because when things happen, sometimes I freeze. I don't know what to do. And when I was little, that still kind of happened, right? And I froze, and I remember they came directly towards me, and I was just looking at them because I knew that they were coming towards me, but it didn't feel like they were coming to help. It felt like they were gonna come and do harm to me. Never in my life did I think that they were coming for the bike. I truly thought that they were coming to take me. And literally, like, they came super fast. One of them pushed me off the bike, because I was literally stuck on the bike on top, pushed me off the bike, and then took the bike that I had. Obviously, me caí en el lodo, like I was in the mud, all full of mud, and they left. It was two of them in one smaller bike. So they had the Diablitos, they had the things in the back where one of them was riding it and the other one was on top in the back. And so they were able to just take the bike from me, you know? After that, I remember like having to walk as a little girl back to my house full of mud. I'm crying. I don't know how to process my emotions. Even right now, like, there's a lot of things that happened in my childhood that now, like, I look back at it and I'm like, Amy, we are okay. Like, Amy, we have grown up to be the person that can save you. We have grown up to be the person that is protecting you. We have grown up to be the person where you can feel safe and where you are okay, where no matter what, and no matter what anybody thinks of you, and no matter who tries to put you down, and no matter what happens in life, like, you have you will protect you. And even in the hardest moments of your days, of your life, of anything, like, you have been the one person that has continued to show up for you, and you will forever be that person. You know, there's a trend on TikTok right now, which is from the Eminem song, which is "Daddy's gonna buy you a mockingbird, I'ma give you the world, I'ma buy a diamond ring for you, I'ma sing for you." That gives me the chills, because Mockingbird, you guys know I grew up on Eminem, and that song used to make me cry, because there was a time where my dad wasn't in the picture, right? Like, there was a time where I wish my dad was the person that was there, but wasn't, especially because to me he was everything since I was a little girl. And so going back to that and seeing even that trend, like, I'm like, who has been the person that has continued to be there for you time and time and time again, no matter who has disappointed you, no matter who has left your life, no matter who has betrayed you, no matter who has done you wrong, like, no matter what, who has been that person? And I'm very proud to say that I have become the person that I wish somebody else would have been for me, but it's almost more empowering to be that for me, because no matter what, I have me. All that to say that I am very happy and very proud of the woman that I am, and of the woman that I continue to become. And that doesn't mean that I'm a perfect individual, and that doesn't mean that I don't fall, and that doesn't mean that I don't do anything that I'm not supposed to. I'm still human, I'm still imperfect, I still sin every day, and there are gonna be things that not everybody will agree with. And there are going to be times that are going to be harder than others. And there are going to be times where even I'm going to have to hold myself accountable for the things that I've done or the things that I'm doing. I think life is all about like introspecting and learning from your mistakes, but you have to want to do that. So I'm really excited for this retreat, and I'm really excited that it's going to be led by an actual therapist, because a lot of retreats aren't actually led by therapists. They're led by spiritual people who, you know, like are like-minded also, and I love. And I don't foresee this being like a therapy session type of thing where like we're all just going to be sobbing and crying and none of that. But I'm excited to just be in nature. I'm excited to be with other like-minded women. I'm excited to just get to know people on a more private setting, or like more one-to-one, and like get to connect with others while still like being out in nature and doing things. There's still a few weekends before that weekend that I'm super excited for, but that was kind of part of my week. Today, I'm actually going to be going to do something very, very fun. Fun for me, but also something that I truly want to do already, which is dye my hair. I have been waiting to dye my hair. I went to go get a glaze not too long ago that I shared with you guys, but now I'm like, okay, like I actually need like an actual tinte, you know? So I'm excited because I am gonna be going to my friend's house and she's gonna dye my hair. That shall be fun, and I'm bringing you guys along. That shall be fun. I started my day today by going to the gym. Anytime I'm home for the weekend, which is most of the time anyway, just recently I have been like in and out, in and out, in and out. But I love to go to the gym on Saturday mornings. Like I just love to start off my day that way and my weekend like that, because it's a way that I pour into myself. It's a way that I show up for me. It's a way that I also release a lot of stress and a lot of emotions and a lot of tension that my body may have experienced through the week, whether it was at work, personal, family, friendship, whatever type of emotion that I may be feeling. Like that is a place that truly just helps me to like pour it all back into me, right? Like into my body, but like physically. Also, I have been getting more and more messages about like creating videos for you guys where I showed you my OOTD. Like I kind of think about those, and maybe I'm thinking about them too much because I'm like, it's kind of hard to show all of that because I'm not currently using like shoes in my house right now. And by the way, since I haven't been using shoes in my house, my floors are so much cleaner than they've ever been. If you want your floors to be cleaner, definitely like think about not wearing shoes in the house, because that makes such a huge difference. Like I'm like, why did I not do that before? What was I waiting for? But going back to the OOTDs, you know, like I get more and more messages about people telling me like I just have no sense of style, like I don't really know what to wear. And honestly, you guys, I've never really thought of myself as having style. I guess I just kind of put outfits together and I'm like, okay, I feel really comfortable in this. I really like how this looks. Also, depending on how I'm feeling or on the day, you know, like I'm not really somebody that loves to, I guess, follow fashion exactly where fashion is right now. You know, like I don't really love the long shorts. Like I don't really like to look like everybody else looks, but that's just myself, you know. Obviously I still wear pieces that everybody wears, like camo pants, right? And a lot of other things, but yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of work when it comes to outfits, because then I know you guys are gonna ask me for links. And getting links is a lot of work. Like it truly is. I know some people are like, okay, but you might get commission out of that. The commission that I'm gonna get versus all the work that I'm gonna do doesn't pay off. Unless I'm actually getting sponsored by a brand and I'm telling you like, here's a link, go buy this. That's where the real money's at, right? Like all these people, for example, that are sponsored by Fashion Nova, let's just say Fashion Nova, they're actually getting paid for each video. Like they're actually getting paid to show you the outfit, right? And I'm not saying that I cannot be that type of content creator, but I guess like fashion isn't like, as much as I love it, it's not necessarily my passion. And so I'm like, you know, like yes, but no. But anyway, since we're here and you guys are probably gonna ask, these are Shein. I bought them from Shein from the tall section. I will say, if you're looking for tall options on Shein, not all of them are actually tall options, even though they say tall. And maybe not tall for me because I'm 5'11", and sometimes they still be like at my ankle. I'm like, that's not tall. Like I want them que se arrastren, you know, like I want them to be on the floor. Some, unfortunately, some of them are, some of them aren't. And you kind of sometimes just have to take the L. Like there are times when I buy things and I end up taking the L. And so I just end up donating that stuff because I'm like, well, I'm not gonna wear it. Like these are actually, never mind, I'm not wearing these. Let's do these. These are actually from Fashion Nova, speaking of. Now, what I learned to do on the websites, by the way, is to actually look, not just for it to be a tall option, but then also to see how long the inseam is. I think it's what it's called. I also like to look at reviews from other tall girlies who like to, you know, be like, oh, this is how much I weigh, this is how tall I am, and they do fit like this. And then they do show pictures. I love cargo pants, by the way. Fall is definitely coming and I am starting to transition my wardrobe. So you guys are gonna start to see a lot more camo pants and a lot more sweatpants on me, but that's just because that's just my style. I seen a meme this week that said, fall's officially here. Like you can no longer like basically show off your body. Like your face gotta be tea. And I'm like, you know what? Anybody that's ever commented on anybody else's body, that's for y'all. Cause I bet your face ain't tea. Especially like, I have never met a pretty girl that comments on another woman's body. If you are pretty and confident, you're not gonna comment on anybody else's body. You're just not. So it just makes me really laugh because I was like, ooh, like your face gotta eat right now. And I'm like, you know what? I ain't mad at it cause everything eats anyway. Period. But these are from Fashion Nova, y'all, and they do have tall options. You just kind of have to look for them. They don't have a lot of tall options, but they do have some. All right, these I actually haven't even tried on, so hopefully they fit. You guys, we made it to Nilsa's house. Nilsa is who's gonna be doing my hair. She has it all set up in here, by the way. Hair salon. Yes. She already did our other friend's hair, and I was like, I'm next. Literally, I was like, book me right now, please.
And she was not playing.
I wasn't. Y'all think I am. I'm not. But she's mixing it up right here. Thankfully, we do have the inside scoop, I guess. Yeah. She showed the hairstylist for me exactly the color that I'm looking for. And she was like, okay, this is what you buy, this is what you combine, and this is how much of it, and you shall get it. And here we are. So I brought a black tee because I was wearing a white one. You guys saw me earlier. But obviously, because we're going to dye our hair here, you know, we just want to make sure that my white tee doesn't get stained. So we brought the black one and we're just going to do it. A ver qué tal. A ver qué tal. I'm like, I have never done this at home.
I have.
You have? Oh yeah, that's true. She does it all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, true.
I feel comfortable with it as long as someone is telling me
what to do.
This is what you should be doing. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? We'll throw black dye over it.
Not my hair. She said we'll throw black dye over it.
I've done mine red, like bright red, and it was not what I expected. Like I was expecting a little less red, but it worked out.
Okay. Well, pray for us.
I'm gonna make her sign a consent form that she's not allowed to complain about it.
That is funny. No, honestly, at this point, it is what it is. I am willingly sitting in this chair. You guys saw it here first. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Like at this point, I'm here. Oh, snap. She just went in. She said, we're doing this.
Baby girl, no. Ya estás aquí.
Oh, okay. I'm like, okay. Salgo con...
There's no difference.
I was going to say, or it turns orange or something. Cancelado. Okay. Pray for me.
We gotta work with what we got.
Not me looking like a bean. You guys, my hair is done. It's not purple and it's not red. Look how cute. Why do I feel like, yeah. Look how cute. I love it. Franny, you did such a good job. Nita could literally have any job she wants. She could do it all. Like she could do everything. Wow. Well, hello everyone. I am back home, as you can tell. Imagine I'm at somebody else's house. Just kidding. I am back home and very happy to be home because it is time to cook. Though I want to tell you guys that coffee drunk is definitely the vibe that I love. I say that because coffee on 10, playlist on 10, the vibe on 10, the baristas on 10, everyone was just nice. I also heard really cool conversations, and by cool, I mean funny. It's really fun to just people watch and hear conversations sometimes, you know, because it's just funny. I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty funny. Like, go ahead, girl. I'm glad you stood up for yourself. Or go ahead, girl. Like, I'm glad you did this and da da da. You know, obviously, I don't get involved. I was editing and I took a break from wearing my headphones, noise canceling at that. And once I took them off, one of the girls' conversations was basically that. Eventually I put my headphones back on, but it was just really cute and funny. I love to people watch. I love to just, you know, allow people to be people and yeah, smile, have conversations. I had an amazing conversation with two of the baristas that were there right before leaving. And I am really happy that I found Coffee Drunk. Thank you for telling me to go out there because honestly, Coffee Drunk has now officially become part of my top coffee shops here in Arizona. I don't know if it's just closer to my heart because they do come from Long Beach, but no, honestly, like I loved how spacious it is. I loved where it's located. I loved the customer service. I loved their drinks. I got 2 coffees actually, one while I was there and I edited and did all kinds of stuff. And then once I was leaving, I got this one. I love that they make their syrups in-house. That always for me just like brings you up 3 points for sure because I don't know, obviously here at home, like myself, I have the Torani pumpkin sauce, right? And I'm not saying that the syrups are all bad or whatnot, but if you're going to be eating something or drinking something consistently, you want to give yourself the best ingredients ever, or at least I try to do that for me. I don't necessarily like to have artificial flavors very often, right? So I love when people or when coffee shops create their own sauces and their own syrups because they just are better and they're more fresh and they are perishable, which means that they go bad if they're not used, you know, on time or whatever. And in conversation with the barista, she also shared with me that their matcha, they actually get their matcha from Japan. It is ceremonial matcha. She was like super into it because she herself loves matcha. And I love that. I love when I find people that feel very passionate about what they love and where they work because they're gonna tell me everything that I need to know. It was an amazing place to work out, honestly. By the way, you guys, you saw my wallpaper. I showed it to you a couple of vlogs back, but for those of you guys that are on TikTok or on Instagram, you also saw my reel that I created in a matter of 1 minute and 10 seconds where I showed you the process and the progress and me putting the wallpaper and how it looks. And you loved it and it looks amazing. It is from Amazon and I loved it so much that I am loving making my place mine basically and like adding my 2 cents into it. So that was my room. I don't really know what I'm gonna end up doing in the kitchen or in the living room right now. I'm still kind of trying to find what I want, but so far I did find this on Amazon and I'm gonna be using this for the wall in the kitchen. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So this is peel and stick vinyl, I guess you can say, and this isn't stuck to it yet, but this is what it's gonna end up looking and I really like it. I'm actually gonna be working on that in a little bit after I eat. And with that, I also decided to buy this vinyl tile cutter because I want it to be as straight as possible. So I'm gonna be using it in a little bit, but first we are gonna make some steak. We're just gonna hang out here in the house because that's what I like to do. And I like to have slow weekends like this, honestly. I hope that you guys are giving yourself time to just be one with you and go and do and explore and do all of the things that you want to do, because not just is this the only life that we get, but the more that you love on you and you pour on you, the more that you can show up for others. I've been really proud of a lot of things that I've been doing for myself, standing up for myself when I need to, saying the things that are in my heart, having hard conversations with the people that I feel I need to have those hard conversations with, things that maybe in the past I wouldn't say that now I do. I am still a work in progress, just like everybody else. And I love that I am showing up for myself now more than ever before. So as someone that constantly shows up for others and is able to put my feelings aside for others, I have been working on not putting my feelings aside and really processing how I'm feeling and holding space for others at the same time that I need to hold space for myself. If you guys watched my previous vlog, which I just edited today, I read a message from the pivot year, which was a beautiful message of how all of the love that we see in another person, or all of the beautiful things that we see in someone else, are a reflection of who we are. And I love that that was a great reminder of that, because we are able to see everything that we see in others because we have it in ourselves. And that goes with the good and the bad, right? I'm not saying that I don't ever look at anybody and don't think anything bad. I'm still an imperfect human being, but I have the same choice that everyone else has, which is comment on something or keep it to myself, because there's no life that I'm giving by, sharing something like that. So it's funny because I also scroll sometimes on the internet and I see people that I don't necessarily care for. I see through a lot of people that I feel can be very fake. And so I understand that a lot of you guys, when you're watching your content, you may also feel like that towards others. And all of us have the choice on pointing things out or on just removing ourselves and removing our energy. And I guess that's what I've been working on for a while now. Instead of commenting or instead of saying something, and this goes like in my personal life, because I don't ever comment on people's social media negatively. I just don't. What I have done and what I've learned to do is to kind of, just continue to pass by, or like put I'm not interested, or like not really wanting to see whatever content. And that helps a lot. It helps a lot because it's a reminder to myself that I'm still growing, but it's a reminder to myself that I am doing better than I was yesterday. And at the end of the day, that's what you want to do. You kind of just want to be better than you were yesterday. You're not going to ever be perfect, and it may not ever be to the standard that somebody else wants to hold you to. But as long as you're happy with yourself, and as long as you're moving towards becoming the best version of you, then you're one step ahead by just being even conscious of it. The other day I was thinking about the fact that a lot of us say, like, when you know better, you do better. And that's actually wrong. A lot of people know better, but they don't do better. And it's not on you to teach them how to do better, and it's not on you to show them how to be better. You just kind of gotta let people do what they do, and they're gonna show you, right? Like, people show you with their actions more than they do with their words. And yeah, anyways, let's make some steak and watch some Bridgerton, because I'm back to watching that again. Yes, I am. I love Bridgerton, specifically season 1. Like, that is my favorite one. I also love Queen Charlotte. That one was a really good one. I didn't care for season 2, and I did like Penelope's season. I did like that one, but I honestly did not love season 2. Anyways, I am gonna put it on, and then I'm gonna cook some steak, and then we're gonna get to work. You know the rules, kill 'em all or keep moving. If I die today, it'd be a holiday. That's so funny because I haven't been listening to Lil Wayne anymore, and I woke up with that song in my mind. But I think it's because one of you guys tagged me. I think I just kind of fell asleep with the thought. But yesterday I was barely on social media. I took a very long desired break. And that felt amazing. I barely even posted. I ended up posting until the night because I went to go see the moon. Love, 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 love the moon. And I love the sun and the sunsets. And here in Arizona, if there is one thing that I really enjoy is the sky. Like the sky just looks so clear. Yesterday, we were blessed from the morning all the way to the night. Literally, like the sky was just so beautiful. If you were having a bad day, all you needed to do was look up and thank God for the beauty in front of you, you know? I think because I ended my day in so much gratitude, I feel so much better this morning, and I just woke up, you know, just feeling amazing. I released a couple things last night, and there's just some things you cannot change, you know? And at any point in your life, when you feel unsafe in the environment that you're in, with the people that you surround yourself with, whatever, in whatever area, because you're going through something, because you have been betrayed, because you trusted someone and they literally betrayed your trust and now you don't know how to move forward, the best thing you can ever do is become the safe space for yourself. And I don't know, yesterday was just such a good day. Like I really enjoyed going to go get my hair done, catching up with my friend. While I was there, her husband changed my air filter, which is like a super quick, easy thing to do. But as a woman, like I don't be looking at my cars to see what else I gotta do to it. You get what I'm saying? And he ended up driving it for something, and then he was like, Amy, come here. Like, I need to show you something. And he's asking me that in the middle of us, like, you know, doing my hair. He's like, you guys both gotta come. Like, you guys gotta come and see. And like, we go, and he's like, when was the last time you changed this filter? And my friend and I are just cracking up because I was like 4 years ago. He's like, this is the reason why your air is not blowing air, like good air. And like, this is how this can get messed up. And I was like, I'm just a girl. And that wasn't my answer, you know, but I was like, honestly, I was like, I don't know a lot of these things, you know? And I'm sure when I took my car to the mechanic, they told me to change something and I just didn't. Yes, I kind of take care of the bigger stuff, maybe. I don't know. But it was really funny. And it just reminds me also of like having people around you and being with people that also support the people that you love. Because like he doesn't have to do none of this for me. And he doesn't have to point that out. And he could just like let me go on about my day. But to me, I'm like, the fact that you are willing to do this and then still go to AutoZone for me and like change the filter, right? Like it's an easy thing to do that I could have done, that you could have let me do, if you will, that you could have been like, hey, you got to change your air filter, just go to AutoZone and like take care of it. No, he was like, I'll go get the filter, I'll change it, like here you go. I love that because I don't know, like I truly feel like we attract where we are, you know, vibrationally. And I am very blessed to have called and to have attracted these types of friendships, especially here in Arizona, where I'm by myself, you know? And I mean, I'm not by myself. You guys know I have family and da 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 da. But like, it just wasn't the place where I had people coming in, right? I don't see my family all the time out here, and that's okay too. But like, I truly believe in friendships. Like, I truly believe in harvesting true good friendships that you can go to and that they can come to you as well. Like relationships are a two-way street. They can never be a one-way street. And I think that's when the problems come in, when we allow our friendships to only be one way because only one person is getting something out of the friendship and the other one always feels like emptied out, basically, right? This is when there's problems in relationships or in friendships because, and I mean, it works for every relationship, but this is when there's like problems arise because only one person feels valued, I guess, and the other one doesn't. Like, it was just a great reminder last night. Like, my prayer was, thank you, God, for allowing me to become the safety net for myself, because in places that I've been at, I haven't felt safe because I have been misled. I have been betrayed. I have had friendships where I've poured my heart out completely and they haven't necessarily reciprocated that. And I think like I'm at a place in my life where all I want and all I desire is for reciprocity. And if someone's not willing to give me that, then I am more than willing to step away and give that to myself in the meantime that something new comes along. And that's exactly what I've done, you know? And so I'm very proud to be here, and I'm very proud of the circle that I have around me right now. I'm really proud of the circle that I have with me right now. What's even more beautiful is being able to see that even your friends have such a beautiful circle for themselves, and not just that they're willing to share it, but that the whole circle is beautiful because they're surrounding a beautiful being. Does that make sense? Like, you truly start to see how like attracts alike, and somehow y'all meshed. And now here I am, and we're all meshing together, and we're all having an amazing time, and we're all thinking of each other, and we're all here to help each other out and to hold space for each other and to make each other feel safe. And after all, like, all humans, all we ever want is to be loved, to be cherished, and to feel safe in the relationships that we're in. I guess if we put it to simple terms, right? So I woke up with a heart full of gratitude. I went to sleep with a heart full of gratitude. Today is officially the full moon. I had a really nice day at the coffee shop yesterday. I really spent like 2 to 3 hours there yesterday, and that was also amazing. Today I was in between, like, should I get up and go on a walk? Should I go to the gym? What should I do? I do want to go to the gym, so I feel like I am gonna go to the gym. If I have time, I'll probably go on a walk after. And I say if I have time because I'm supposed to meet up with my cousin to go to Mythical Coffee. They came out with their fall menu items, and I really want to go try their pumpkin spice latte. They also have an apple pie crust. They also have, like, their whole fall menu seems like is everything, and I really want to try it all, though I'm not gonna get to try it all today. But my cousin has been trying a lot of their drinks through the week since they came out, and I was like, dude, I gotta come and try it. Let's go. She's like, she's normally not somebody that drinks pumpkin, so she's like, I'm gonna wait to taste the pumpkin when we go together. And I was like, okay, bet. I really want to try their apple pie crust. And I love that Mythical makes their syrups in-house and makes everything in-house. Like, it's just such a good coffee shop in Gilbert. So I am thinking of going back to the water ranch to go walk a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. I also put some of my bed sheets to wash, and like the cover and whatnot, and pillowcases and all of that. So I'm washing that in the meantime. I woke up at 5 a.m., y'all. I literally looked at the phone and I was like, feel like I can sleep a little more. And I did. I went back to sleep, and I have officially woken up at 6:30. It is now 6:56. So I'm gonna charge you guys because you guys are literally at 5%. It is officially 9:23. So from the time that I last saw you guys, it was like an hour and a half ago. Even more, I think, like 2 hours. I ended up going to Mythical Coffee first by myself, and I got the blueberry pie latte, Exhibit A. Very, very good. It literally tasted like a blueberry pie. And of course, I got it with their cream cheese foam. And then I texted my cousin and I was like, oh, I'm actually here. And guess what I tried? And then she was like, oh my gosh. She has family over. So she was like, wait, because they actually want to come and they want to have some too. And I was like, oh, okay, well then I'll just wait for you guys. And then when they got there, I ordered the pumpkin pie latte with also cream cheese foam. And can I just say that it tastes delicious? It was her first time trying pumpkin pie latte, and she was like, it doesn't even taste like pumpkin, but then I don't know what pumpkin tastes like. And I'm like, you're hilarious. You're me before I even tried pumpkin before. But long story short, very, very tasty. As you can tell, I'm full because I can't even finish this coffee. And for me to not be able to finish a coffee, it just tells you that much. Also, I'm having this conversation with you guys because I just parked at the nearest gym over here, and I just realized that I don't have earphones, and I just realized that I don't have enough water, and I just realized that I'm being lazy and I don't want to get out of my car to go to the gym. But it is back day. And back day is my favorite day. So I think I'm just gonna go in there and kind of get like a super quick workout in, especially because I'm on all of the caffeine fumes, and we're just gonna do it. You know what? Like, I'm already here. I already parked. The gym doesn't seem to be very busy right now. It is 9:25, and I am very glad that it's not that busy at this time on this day, because I think people already got, they're either their workout in, or they're coming later, or they're just not coming because it's Sunday. Not sure. We're gonna go get our workout in though. Who cares what everybody else is doing? Okay, so yeah, we're gonna raw dog this because we don't have headphones. It's okay, let's do it. Woo! Aren't we glad we did it? Aren't we glad we did it? We are so glad we did it. I did not want to do it at all. Okay, no headphones, but it's also really cute and funny to like listen to people's conversations, especially like men. It's kind of really interesting to listen to a man's perspective, especially when they're talking to their male friend about their relationship. I literally was minding my business per usual, working out or whatever. And then these guys all of a sudden start talking about, or one of the guys starts, talking to his friend or whoever he's working out with about his relationship. And I was like, it's interesting to listen to a man's perspective on different topics. In this specific conversation, I don't know exactly what they were talking about because I wasn't listening to every single thing. And I also wasn't close by the whole time, but the little bit that I did get to hear, he was basically talking about how something that he was doing for her became almost an expectation rather than something he enjoyed doing. And it just, it's kind of funny because a lot of things become like that for friends and relationships and family in a lot of ways, where somebody does something nice for you, somebody shows a gesture or does something that makes you feel special, and then you let them know that you like it, but then now you're always expecting it. And so it almost becomes more transactional than it coming out of someone's heart to actually do something for you. I like to play devil's advocate, if you will. I've always been like this. I've never been on the hate men train. I never have, and I never will be, because I love men. Hello, I date them. But it's really interesting to listen to a man's perspective. Every relationship is different. Everybody is different. Everybody has different expectations in relationships, and everybody has different standards. However, it was just interesting to listen to and observe and, just kind of be a witness of.